Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do a beautiful stitch. This is a beautiful stitch. So it's a stitch count of 2 for this, with 1 extra stitch added at the end. I want to thank everyone who's been going onto my Ko-fi page and following me on my Ko-fi page and buy me a cup of coffee. Pop on to the link underneath the video. It's completely free to follow me on my Ko-fi page. So I'm going to show you quickly how to do this. It is a beautiful stitch. Now this is the back of it. It's not really reversible. Well, I don't think so, but some people do like that side. And this is the little pattern. It's really easy. Don't be put off by it if you're a beginner. You will be able to do this. So the stitch count for this is 2. Do an even number of 2s. But you might say, well, if it's 2 it'll be an even number anyway, but it might not be. You might do 19 sets of 2, but make sure you do an even number, like 20 sets or 30 sets of 2 or 8 or whatever, but make sure it's not an odd number of 2s. So we're going to do a chain. Make sure it's not too tight. So I've got 40 stitches on my sample. That's 20 sets of 2. So I'm going to chain one more stitch. Now into each stitch you're going to do a UK double crochet. Now if you're in the USA, that's a single crochet for you. So count 1 and 2, go into the second stitch and do 1 double crochet into every stitch. So now you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn your work around. So what you're going to do now is you're going to skip a stitch, and into the next stitch you're going to do a treble crochet. So yarn over, skip one stitch, and into the next stitch. Now around this post you're going to put 3 treble crochets and keep each stitch on the hook. So yarn over and around the post, yarn over and come through 2 loops, keep the stitch on the hook, yarn over and around, so that's number 2, keep the stitch on the hook, yarn over and round one more and keep that stitch there. So now you're going to yarn over and pull through all those loops, skip the next stitch, and into the next one you're going to do a treble crochet again. So yarn over and into your stitch and pull through, and you're going to do your 3 treble crochets around this post. So yarn over and around that stitch that you just done, yarn over and through 2 loops, yarn over, around again, yarn over, through 2 loops, keep each stitch on your hook, yarn over and around and pull through. So you've got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all of those loops, skip a stitch and do another side fan. Now these are little sideway fans. Skip a stitch and do your treble crochet, and around the post you're going to make your sideways fan, 3 stitches around, keeping each one on your hook, through 2 loops, keep it on the hook, yarn over, around the post, yarn over through 2 loops, keep that stitch there, and 1 more, and you've got 4 loops, 3 stitches but 4 loops. Yarn over and pull through them all, skip a stitch and then build another side fan, and you're going to do that all the way along. So do your treble crochet first and then put 3 around that post. That's 1, keep it on the stitch, keep it on the hook, 2 and 3. Yarn over through all the loops, keep them all there, skip a stitch and then do your next fan. You're going to do that all the way along, and it'll look like this. So at the end I've got 2 stitches left. I've got 1 here and 1 squashed right in at the end. You're going to skip your stitch and do your treble crochet into the stitch on the end there. A little squished one just in there. And this is what you have. It's really pretty, this, it really is. So you're going to chain 1 and turn. Now into each stitch you're going to do a double crochet. So right into that very first space, do your stitch. 1 into the top of that bundle. You can see the stitch there, that's your spaces for your stitch there and there. So there into the top there, 1 into each stitch and 1 into there. Now if you just turn it a bit, you can see where your stitches are. 1 into there and 1 into there, all the way along. 1 double crochet into each stitch. Now when you're at the end, remember you've got a stitch here and then the one at the top of this chain of 3. So you've got your stitch there and you've got 1 here to keep your stitch count correct, and you've got 1 at the top of that chain of 3. Just push your hook in and that's it. And you've got this. This is the back and that's the front. This would make a lovely hairband as well. It's a really pretty stitch for a hairband, this side fan. Now don't worry that it's curled around like that. As you work your way up, it will straighten out. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and you're going to skip that stitch and build a side fan into this next stitch. So yarn over and you're going to do a treble crochet, skip a stitch and do a treble crochet. And again you're going to work your way around and make that little side fan. That's 1, keep it on the hook, yarn over, that's 2, that's 3, pull through all of those loops, skip a stitch and do your next side fan, and you're going to do that all the way along, and that's what you're going to do to repeat this pattern. So I've done my last side fan. I'm going to skip 1 and do a treble crochet into this last stitch. Now when you do your row of double crochets, make sure it's not too slack or your blanket will go like this. That double crochet row is what pulls your blanket in that little bit to keep it nice and straight and it's not wavy. So chain 1 and turn, and you're going to do your double crochet row again. So straight into that very first stitch you'll do a double crochet. Now make sure you don't do this row too slack, so just tilt it. You can see that stitch is a little bit bigger than this one. That's what makes your blanket go out a little bit, so you've got to try and train it in a little bit, pull it in. So do your double crochet a little bit tighter, one into each stitch, and you can turn it on the top and you'll see those, one's a bigger stitch and one's a little stitch. So you go into the bigger stitch, but make sure that one, when you do it, is not too slack to help pull it back into shape. One into each stitch along, and then you'll repeat your side fan again, and that's the 2 rows you'll keep repeating. So I'll do a few more rows and I'll come back and show you what it's like. It's beautiful yarn. It is so soft as well, and this is it in the pink. It's beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful stitch, and the 2 rows that you'll repeat is your double crochet row and then your side fan. Now you can finish on a side fan if you like. With the lilac one, I finished on just that side fan. It's pretty. It's a really pretty stitch. So once again, thank you to everyone who's been going on my Ko-fi page. I'll put a link underneath the video. You can follow me on the Ko-fi page. It's just another free website, and it's a great little place for me to upload some of my pictures. So once again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and it's completely free to subscribe to YouTube. And if you click on the bell icon, YouTube will tell you when I put up another tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.